Hello everyone and welcome to the GCC Summit organized by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India on the theme from ledgers to global leadership. And that's what we are doing our first inaugural summit at New Delhi, and we are going to do a chain of summit across Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Hyderabad and across India to make sure that India and chartered accountants be the global accounting and financial hub of the world. We have with us Sanjeev Sanyal sir, who is the economic advisor to Prime Minister, and we have our President of ICICI, Charanjit Singh Nanda, and we have also with us the Program Directors, Sanjeev Singhal sir. So straight coming to the point, Sanjeev sir, is from an economic standpoint, how do GCC strengthen India's position in global value chain?
So, just like China has emerged as the factory to the world, India is now emerging as the office to the world. Now, this journey has required that we have first of all started with creating GCCs for multinational companies that are operating, doing their global operations here. And that, by the way, we started down this journey in 1990s with back office operations for phone calls, call centers, you will remember. So we have come a long way. And in just the last 5 years, we have really got into R&D, we have got into logistics, front office, everything possible that can be done remotely is now done out of India. But even then, we are just scratching the surface. What we now need to do is to organize ourselves as a country and be able to go out there and capture markets just in the same way that China has moved from essentially being assembling for other global companies. We now need to begin to think of ourselves as being able to create global capability centers which we run for the world. So this is something that we need to create service companies that are going out there. So this is not just some assembly for somebody else, but our own companies that do it. And this requires certain amount of changes in our own ways we run our professional bodies, the rules and regulations of the government, and it's a national effort that we need to make, but it's a massive opportunity.
Great. That was a wonderful answer. I think time will come when we look at chartered accountant to be a signatory on an auditor's report, they're going to see that chartered accountants are going to sign on a $1 million business. Coming back to our President ICI, Nandaji, do you see future CA more as a global financial strategist than an Indian accountant?
Yes, this is our vision. We at the Institute are fully inclined to ensure that our members become global solution providers. We are partners to nation building. We intend to be partners in global building. The entire world looks to us for solutions, and we have the acumen in terms of accounting, in terms of systems, in terms of technology, and we have 68% population which is below 40 years of age. So when it comes to outsourcing, when it comes to GCCs, we are the best suited country. We understand grammatically correct English, and more importantly, are totally inclined to work in a disciplined fashion. So I look the Indian chartered accountant as the chartered accountant of the world, as the chartered accountant who drives financial strategy and system across the globe.
And that is so true, sir. The perception from Munimjis to a global strategist, the perception has changed, the thought process has changed, and the vision has come forward, and the government is looking forward to have more strategic, innovative hubs and create GCCs in the country. But one question to you, Sanjeev ji, is how can we ensure, being from the government side, that India doesn't just become a volume hub for GCC, but a value curation hub?
So if we want to be a value creation hub, we need to also have our own big 4 plus 3 in the consulting business. I keep talking about the big 7 because when you're taking consulting, it's not just the 4 audit firms, but also the 3 big consulting firms. So we need to have Indian big 7 companies. And this is, as I said, audit is really the small game. Consulting is the really big game. In this context, let me say that every effort should be made in our case to be able to create multidisciplinary partnerships, to allow Indian companies to create branding for themselves, not just in India, but globally. And of course, there are areas where the Indian government can play a role, change the way tendering is done, for example, or it could be in providing all kinds of incentives or negotiating on your behalf when we do FTAs to open up markets for you, whatever it may be the case. Let me say that the Indian government is totally supportive, but this has to be done as a national ambition, and in which the professional bodies like ICAI have a very important role in helping us build this.
So we had a wonderful session of yours, sir, and one important area where you talked about is like moving mountains. So the question to our president is, what one legacy change, it's like moving mountains, you want to bring at ICI to empower CA in this global GCC ecosystem?
I want Indian chartered accountants to be technology savvy. Because if you want to come onto the center stage of the globe, technology has to be your side. Doing work in a simpler way, less chances of errors, and more importantly, no monotony. Technology will help us. Let us use our brains, the original brains, to come out with ideas, put them into perspective, and let the machines do the rest. So my paradigm shift would be from doing work ourselves then to become think tanks and ensure that the entire globe takes benefit of our very, very rare mindset, which helps us to grow to unprecedented heights.
Great. So, sir, just one last little tough question for you is, when we talk about Indian Big Four and the government is coming at front and, the Prime Minister's dream is to have an Indian Big Four, how much of this is coming to Indian Big Four? How much of that piece is coming to us? The charity begins at home. How can
So, as I said, first of all, as I keep telling, that you shouldn't talk Big Four because it should be about the Big Seven.
Yes.
Because as I keep pointing out, actually auditing is a very small part of the real game. It's consulting that is the big game, almost 85% of the game. So in that context, we need to create multidisciplinary partnerships, multidisciplinary companies. And by the way, we need to find ways of allowing these entities to raise money. They should be able to do $100 million type IPOs, have properly capitalized large companies with all kinds of things, from allowing engineering to IT to legal services. If we do not create that kind of capability and platform within India, how are we going to allow them to leverage in the rest of the world? So this is something where really we need to change the way we deal with this whole issue of being the office to the world. If we can only be an integrated office to the world, particularly when there are all these artificial intelligence systems, they are not functioning in silos. They are functioning across everything. I mean, you can go and chat GPT and ask a question literally about anything on earth. If that is the backbone of our IT systems, we cannot function in silos anymore.
Absolutely. And that's why we the chartered accountants are working together in collaborations to make sure that we come forward and showcase ourselves to the entire world. Coming back to that, sir, President, sir, is how will you take this up on the global level? Like, talking about global chapters, global bodies, accounting bodies, because end of the day, if we only speak about accounting GCC and financial GCCs, there are hundreds and thousands of accounting firms who are looking to come back to India and set up their own GCC. How are we going to position ourselves or brand ourselves to that level, at the global level, to make sure that they get attracted and take the support of government to establish their GCCs in India?
I'd just like to put across that ICI is fully equipped of that. We're the largest accounting body of the world with over 5 lakh chartered accountants who are ready to work overnight for performance. 3 important things. Number 1, we have a disciplined force of chartered accountants who are ready to go and work anywhere. And with technology, working at home will be very easy for international clients. Second important thing, our knowledge of English language, and that too grammatically correct English language, will help us create programs, will help us communicate to the level which is of desirable impetus. And third and final thing, the vision is to create people who ultimately go ahead, perform. Vision to create professionals who understand their value, who are able to truly negotiate with world at large and put in the right perspective what is intended in today's contemporary times. Whether it's outsourcing, GCC, convergence, we are all ready for that. We have the technical knowledge, and we will train our people even on a larger perspective to add value to the global initiatives.
So just one last question to both of you, and the question will remain the same: is one concluding remarks and an advice to ICI from your perspective, and the similar question goes to you as well. Your concluding remarks and your request and advice to the government. Sir, we start with
So
you.
I am not here to advise anything.
No, suggestions.
I have come here to ask for help on this agenda that we have as a nation to create Indian big seven companies and partnerships. And I think the time has come that we need to work together. Tell us what are the things the government can do. Tell us where you are going to do something. Tell us where you want the government to use its convening power to bring other bodies to the table so that we can have an honest discussion about it. But we cannot 20 years from now be having this conversation. We have to change it now.
Great. Sir, over
Thank
to
you, Mr. Sanyal. We at the institute level have full resolve to work in tandem with the international best practices. I want to tell you all that we are fully geared to take up any challenge that comes in our way. We have the trained workforce, trained professionals, and more importantly, the willingness to work and perform. So I'll end with a couplet which says, अपने हौसलों को खबर करते रहो, अपने हौसलों को खबर करते रहो, जिंदगी मंजिल नहीं, सफर है, चलते रहो. Keep walking to gain the greatest of milestones of the world. We as ICI are ready to take that challenge and work in tandem. Thank you so much.
Great. I'll just request our program director, Sanjeev sir, to please give a vote of thanks and a concluding remarks.
Thank you very much, Sanjeev. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sanjeev, for taking out time. We really appreciate your views, and ICI is committed, to do whatever improvements are possible. We are already doing a lot, and we have crossed many bridges. And I'm sure that under the leadership of our president, we'll take all these steps. And as the president has said, that our request to the government also, and which you have alluded to, is to create an enabling environment for the profession to flourish. Thank you very much.
Thank you.